The weather has took a bit of a turn this week. We've got them winds back again, and we've got quite a few days of rain to come, which is why I always say we're not quite out at woods yet, just because we're in May. But it's not stopped me taking a bit of a trip out, picking up a couple of bits and bobs. And this is one thing that I've got. That is a pumpkin plant, and it's called Racer. Apparently these produce around 4 pumpkins, but at a good size. So I thought, let's try one of them. We haven't done pumpkins for a couple of years, so that's a nice looking plant. But for the moment, I'm not planting it. I'm going to wait till it warms up a little bit. But I also bought a pack of pumpkin seeds, and these ones are big pumpkins. It's called Atlantic Giant. I'm not sure exactly how big they get, but I'm assuming very big if they've got the right growing conditions. So what I've done is I've took a couple of 9cm pots and I've put a couple of seeds in each. So we're just going to be growing that one for a large pumpkin. And the way that you do that is you make sure you've only got one pumpkin on your plant growing. Get rid of any others so that plant can concentrate on making that one pumpkin as big as possible. Unlike this one, where we're quite happy to get 3 to 4 football sized ones ready for Halloween. But I did pick up some more seeds, and I did mention on a previous video that I was going to do it. What I've got is parsnip seeds. We love parsnips and carrots, especially roasted with a bit of garlic and some honey. Really tasty. So again, we haven't done parsnips for quite a while, so we're going to have another go at them this year. And this one is called Albion. Sometimes when you grow parsnips you can have problems with what's called canker, but these are canker resistant, so that's a good start straight away. So we're going to germinate a few of these seeds. You'll know that they can be quite difficult to germinate. They can take a long time, to a point where you assume that they just didn't work. Sometimes that can be the case, but there is a way that you can make sure that the seeds that you're planting are viable, and that's by pre-sprouting the seeds. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's a very simple process, but it just guarantees you that once you see that they've sprouted, you can then move them on to where you want to plant them, and you know you've got a parsnip on the way. It takes a little bit of worry out of it. Another thing about parsnip seeds, in case you don't know, is that they're only viable for 1 year. So if you get a lot of parsnip seeds and you have half of your pack left after you finish planting, you might as well just throw those in the bin. They will not germinate the next year. Or ideally give them to somebody else so they can grow some parsnips as well. But I have tried this in the past. I've tried growing parsnips from seeds that are over a year old, the previous season's batch, and they've never worked. So there is a lot of truth in that. So moving on, I'll show you how you pre-sprout parsnip seeds. What you're going to need is a plastic tub like that with a lid. No holes in the bottom on this occasion, because you need to retain moisture. So what we'll do is we'll go through that process, and then if you want to germinate some parsnip seeds this way, you'll know exactly what to do. So the first step is to take a kitchen towel and just fold it in half. Depending on the size container that you're using, just make it fit nice and snug in the bottom of that container, like that. Then take a spray bottle and make sure it's completely wet. That should do. Then take your seeds and just sprinkle them over the top of that paper towel, trying to space them out at the same time. You don't really want them on top of each other. Just add however many you need. And then take another paper towel and put that over the top and just press it down lightly. And then wet it again. So you've got plenty of moisture in there. And then lastly, pop that lid on, and that will keep the moisture in while these seeds germinate. So keep these indoors and keep them warm. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to pop them on top of fridge freezer, because you do get a little bit of warmth from the back of fridge freezers. So there you go. If you didn't know how to do that, now you do. So if you've never grown parsnips before, you've got a lot better chance of getting germinated seeds by doing it this way. And it just takes a lot of the frustration out of it when every day you go out you don't see anything happening. This way you will. So a very simple process to do, but once them seeds germinate you will see a little root starting to come out the side of it, and that's when you know the viable seeds, and then you can very carefully move them on to where you're going to plant them, but be careful not to break off that root. Once those seeds have germinated, you might live in an area where the climate is still a little cold, so you're not too keen on planting them outside just yet, but you want to grow them on. And as you know, you can't really put them in a seed tray because they're not very deep, and the root of parsnips grows faster than the top. So when you've got a plant that's sticking out the top about that size, the root below could be about 4 inches long, which is why you don't grow them in seed trays, otherwise they'll start to spiral. But there is a way you can do it, and I'll show you what I've done in past. It's a very simple thing to do. You just need a tray like this and save your old toilet rolls, and you can stand them in there and then fill the tray up so they don't fall over. And the idea behind that is as that top emerges from the compost, the root has got plenty of travelling to do before it hits that bottom, and that's how you can grow them on without causing any problems in future. So you'll just fill these tubes with compost and then just carefully plant that pre-sprouted parsnip seed and cover it over, and just give them a bit of water now and again. And because it's such a small item, you can keep that indoors until you see those plants coming out at top, and it will buy you a bit of time, and hopefully by then it's started to warm up a little bit in your area. And then all you do is make an hole the size of this and bury the whole thing in ground, and that's how you can grow on your parsnips. I hope you found that quite helpful. You can also do the same thing with pepper seeds, but I think if you haven't planted your peppers now, you'd be better off buying store-bought ones that's already been pre-grown, because it is getting a little late to start them off from seed. And I'm not doing a deal or anything outside today because of this weather. I've just had to put light on because it's gone a little bit dark. So we'll wait until this weather calms down, and then we're going to start decorating that decking with flowers. And I think it's going to look amazing. It's going to brighten it all up and take the edge off what would be basically all green. We just want to get a nice display of colour all the way through season. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for being part of this channel. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see how these turn out and what flowers we're going to be bringing back from Garden Centre quite soon, then hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.